Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
No photographs. What did I say?
You've thought about that.
I've been dying to say that. That's my favourite one. Yes, it's Boomtown this week, everybody, from that identifiable quote. But before we start, little minor update. It's a Neighbours update.
Oh.
The final thing. So I finally posted off that hard drive.
Yay!
To Neighbours Guy.
Oh my God.
It has been received.
Yay!
And I got an email from the guy.
Yeah. Being like, thanks for keeping it for a year.
I know, just under a year. And he says, I'll tell everyone, just gone through them. Due to your kindness, I have gained about 4.18% more episodes, plus better quality versions of many more. And he says he's approaching the 75% mark of getting all of them. Wow. So I'm glad I contributed to
4.8%.
4.18%.
4.18. I thought it was 4.8.
Yeah. I didn't know he was so precise on his episodes. But actually, what I did send, it sounds like I didn't really send very much, but I did send a lot. I just sent a lot of ones he already had. But the ones he had were like, the file size was like tiny and the picture was like tiny. I've sent him like better qualities of loads of the ones he's got.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it got there. I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's done, everyone. So I just thought I'd tell you all that it got there safe.
Good. I'm pleased. I'm really pleased.
Right. Well,
I think we're all really pleased, to be honest. It's off your list.
I think we all sound exhausted about
I'm
it.
exhausted for it's taking this long, so yeah.
Well, this week it's Boomtown. Not particularly my favourite episode. If you told me at the beginning of this, which is the one you're not looking forward to watching, I would have said Boomtown. But I do know a lot of people do like it.
I quite enjoyed it. It's not going to be my top, but I did enjoy it.
Well, let's just start off with, because I think we didn't really talk about last time, that Captain Jack actually came on board.
Yeah.
The TARDIS. Another one. It's all in and out this season, isn't it? There's so many of them.
I know.
I don't know if it was clear that he actually came on board. He sort of joined them.
I thought it was clear. Yeah, they get on and they bring him in with them, yeah. So
another companion as he's travelled in the TARDIS. I'm sure there's like quite a few books sort of slotted in between.
Oh, I bet.
The Doctor, Rose and Jack. You know, it's implied at the beginning of this that they've been off on a few adventures. And stuff.
Yeah. I'd imagine so.
And we start with previously on Doctor Who with the recap of the Slitheen stuff because
helpful.
We're going back now. I mean, this is quite unusual that we've got sort of a sequel within the same series. And I'm wondering if they thought at the time that the Slitheen would have been the big draw, you know, all the kids would have loved this, so they'd bring them back. It's either that or it's like cost effective that they can just use the same costumes and stuff.
I think it's very cost effective because for this story, it's not really about, I mean, it's so small, the Slitheen's involvement, really.
It's a bit of a weird story, and it's not like action adventure, it's more the character stuff.
It's a character morale based story, isn't it, really? Which, you know, it's kind of like the whole Father's Day one.
Yeah, it's more that.
It's more that. And I enjoyed that one as well. So I did enjoy this. It is around that, who has given that person the right to live or die. And we learn a little bit more about the TARDIS. We learn a little bit more about, you know, Rose and Mickey.
We do. They're all there. Well, we see Mickey at Cardiff train station.
Also confused by the Welsh signs, like many people are.
Yes. And obviously it's all set literally around the corner from you at Cardiff Bay.
Literally. It's so weird seeing the bay 20 years ago.
I mean, it hasn't changed that much. I mean, you can recognise some
shops, of the... that's it. The places have changed, that's it. It is exactly the same otherwise. It's identical apart from... Well, no, that's a lie. They have spent some money in the last year. So it is a little bit different now.
But that, like, central bit, the Roald Dahl Plus, I think it's
the same.
That's always the same. Which was opened in 2000 and named as the Roald Dahl Plus.
Yeah. Do you know why that exists? It was supposed to be a big basin for events. So that was supposed to be like one of the big event places. And I mean, you know, they do have events there, but not to the extent that they were supposed to. So each one of those things was supposed to have like you could put lights between, and like you could have speakers and stuff. And yeah, it was supposed to be a really big. That's why the seats and stuff, like it's supposed to be like
it's a bit like a sort of amphitheatre, like a very basic amphitheatre thing, isn't it? But no, it's not really. I mean, you have the odd.
It's great for the food festival.
And they sort of have like a fun fair and put all sand in the middle sometimes. I don't know if they still do that.
It's moved from there now. I don't know where it is now. It's like further down. I think the trouble is because it's so you can't ticket anything there, so it's just for free events. So I think for that reason, it has worked, but it hasn't worked in the same way. It is wheelchair friendly and stuff, but yeah,
it's never.
That was what the design of it was, though. It was supposed to be like a coliseum.
Yeah, that's what it's like. And then the water tower thing. I wonder if that was added later or was part of it.
No, that's just the design. And I do like the water tower. I love the water tower. Kids love it. Everyone loves it.
It's brilliant. Well, the TARDIS lands there because there is a rift in time and space. If you remember back when Gwyneth and the Gelf opened it up.
We just stopped off. We need to refuel. The thing is, Cardiff's got this rift running through the middle of the city. It's invisible, but it's like an earthquake fault between different dimensions.
The rift was healed back in 1869.
Thanks to a girl named Gwyneth, because these creatures called the Gelf, they were using the rift as a gateway, but she saved the world and closed it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why that was quite important back then. I was going to say Edith then. It wasn't Edith, it was Gwyneth.
Yeah.
It should have been Edith. It should have been Edith and the Gelf.
You need to let it go. Continue.
Oh my God, imagine Edith.
No, I won't. Let it go.
Imagine Edith, the first Doctor and the Gelf. Imagine that. How great would that be?
It would be a thing. Continue.
Anyway, it should have been Edith's rift, but it was Gwyneth. So that's why that was important. So we've got this. There's all various bits of arc coming through and coming back, and it just.
He has that brief thing of Bad Wolf and then like dismisses it straight away. Hilarious.
So the Bad Wolf, another Bad Wolf thing. So obviously that is
like,
leading.
It's how we've been followed. Probably nothing.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's coming back.
Yeah. This is the first time where they've recognised about Bad Wolf, though, because Rose has said, we've had that a few times. Like, they've never mentioned it before. It's just been very slight. It hasn't been a massive thing. Not like nowadays there's story arcs, but we won't talk about that. And our friend of the pod, Annette Badland, is back. Our friend, our mentor, our podcast person. No, she is great, and it's brilliant to bring her back.
She's really big and over the top as a villain.
So she's the Mayor of Cardiff.
Yeah, why not?
I wonder if they had to sign off and ask Cardiff Council, can we say that you're
just have a mayor. I have met the Mayor of Cardiff. I have met the Mayor of Cardiff. Recently, I have met the Mayor of Cardiff.
Oh, yeah, like, are they Slitheen-like at all?
No, I was aware of. No, not the event I saw them at, no. I think they were confused, but no, they were not Slitheen-like.
Oh. Well, at this particular mayor is opening a power station in Cardiff, and there's a journalist, a Welsh journalist.
She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen.
Cathy Salt. I want to talk about Cathy Salt, please. She's played by quite a well-known Welsh actress. I've got a story about her.
Here we go.
So, way back... This is another Gate story, by the way.
Of course. Well, I knew it was going to be. Everything happens at the Gate.
Where we used to work. And it was before you were there, because I'd only just started doing like bookings things. And I only just started doing bookings because I was just left to do bookings. There was no one else was doing it. So I was like, I was showing these people out. It was probably one of my first sort of show round people. And it was for Stagecoach, the kids' theatre thing, which is like sort of Saturday morning kids theatre group. And I think it's franchised out. So you sort of you pay for the name, and then whoever can organise and have kids. Anyway, I was showing the stage, and they were really nice. I think it stands out to me because I must have been one of my first sort of show rounds of the theatre and, doing the hire and stuff. Because I was like chatting to them quite a lot, and they were really friendly. And they wanted to do their end of term show in our theatre. So I was talking about that and doing that. Anyway, and they did that. And I think they might have done it half term over the summer. They were there for like a week doing it. Anyway, they did this workshop thing for the week. And then at the end, the lady who plays Cathy Salt from Boomtown was their like sort of guest who came and worked with the kids and put the show together and stuff. She was like their guest director or whatever. So I remember her walking past at reception. I was like, oh my God, it's the journalist from Boomtown.
What's her name as the actress?
I think it's Mari something, Mari.
Mali Harris?
Mali Harris, yes. So she's done like a lot of Welsh language things and bits and pieces. I just remember seeing her and being like, oh my God, it's her.
He was concerned about the reactor.
All that technical stuff.
And specifically that the design of the suppression pool would cause the hydrogen recombiners to fail, precipitating in the collapse of the containment isolation system and resulting in a meltdown.
Who's been doing her homework?
But then also, the stagecoach thing also stands out to me because, this will make you laugh, they never paid their hire fee.
Of course they didn't. Oh, I know who her husband is. Her husband is in Broadchurch season 1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Have you watched Broadchurch?
Never seen any
Then
Broadchurch.
I can't say any more than that.
Okay.
But if you watch Broadchurch, you'll know who her husband is.
Okay.
And that is a Doctor Who connection because David Tennant is in Broadchurch.
Well, and Jodie Whittaker. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all in it.
Anyway, so I'll just tell you. So, and also, so this stands out as well because I was chasing up this hire fee for so long.
Should have had me on it, Mark.
I was phoning up, and then she went bankrupt. So then I had to write a letter to like whoever was doing the bankruptcy and be like, she owes us this much. Obviously, we never got the money. But I hope Mari, Cathy Salt, got her money for doing that stagecoach thing because we never got any money, and they were there for a whole week in the theatre. They were the nicest people, though. I felt really sorry for them going out of business. But anyway, whenever I watch Boomtown, I just think of chasing up money for stagecoach.
You should have had me on it. We got money. We didn't get everyone's money, but we got money when I was sorting things out. I had a list, and I targeted that list for our listeners. Right, for record, did we have money, Mark, at that place?
No.
We never had money at that place. I want to say it was a quiet period. And I was like, right, Mark and our accountant, I was like, right, let's go through. Tell me who owes us money, our big hitters, and like how long have you owed us money? And I think I wrote down like 20 people that owed us money, wasn't it? Like the top 20, they were all over £1,000, weren't they, as well? We're not talking like small bits. We were talking like all over £1,000 and like some more than £1,000 that owed us money. And I was like, right, I'm getting this money. Like, and I was like, what is our legally, what can we do? So I was like, I think I sent the invoice, like I sent like a certain number of things. I gave them this deadline thing. And then I sent like letters and we got, I feel like we got a good 70% of it.
We got a lot. Some were like, we'd never going to get.
Some were like the golden eggs that we were like in ourselves. We were like, we know we're never seeing that money. Like there were one or two on there that we were like, if we get that money, that is a miracle. We know we're never seeing that money. It's been so long, it'll be a frigging miracle. And I think some of those we almost wrote off ourselves, but some we were like, it's been almost a year and they still haven't paid. They need to pay. I'm thinking Miss Universe.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah, Miss Universe. I got Miss Universe money.
Did they not pay for a long time?
No, they didn't pay. They were like $2,500. And I was like, I'm getting Miss Universe money.
That's really annoying because they had money because she told me they previously, before they went to us, she was at the stadium in Cardiff and she got charged $10,000 for going out past 11 o'clock, the curfew. And I was like, we're not even charging you. We're charging you like $3,000 total.
Yeah. They hadn't paid, and it was coming up to a year, and I got that money. So we got like a good chunk of the money, but we didn't get all the money. I think we got about and I had it on a sheet. Do you remember? And it was like on the board, and I was like, as we got it, we'd tick it off. I was like, when this money comes in, we are marking it off my list of like Sarah's month of like chasing people for money, because I'm relentless.
I'm going to add that to the list of our next Gallifrey Extra, talk about the Miss Universe things that we did. I remember her coming in and she's like, yep, this venue will be great. It does mean you'll be on the Trump-approved list of venues that we use. This was back in the day. I mean, we're talking like, you know, many years ago now. And I was going around, I'm like, we're Trump-approved. Anyway, let's get back onto Boomtown.
Oh, my one major highlight, I will say this because I ran the event, bear in mind, the evening. So I had to run the actual Miss Universe event. And I mean, there's many things, but the heat is the main.
I mean, can I just clarify? We're talking about Miss Universe Great Britain finals here.
Yeah,
it was the big final. It wasn't just like a local thing.
This was the Miss Universe GB final. The heat was intense and insane. And everyone was panicking about fake tan because everyone was so hot. It was just like, anyway. And so we had water jugs that I had a volunteer. I remember it was someone who was like on work experience. Do you remember? I had someone on work experience for the Miss Universe GB final on the bar. And I was like, but they couldn't work the bar. There was a reason they couldn't work the bar. So I was like, your job is to stand by this table of jugs of water and make sure no one steals the jugs. They can have the water, but they can't steal the jugs. Because if they steal the jugs, we can't provide water between the rounds. Because there's like 6 rounds. And people would try and walk off with the jugs. And I'm like, if they take the jugs, I can't provide water between each round. So your job is to stand here and not let them take the jugs with them. And my job, because like I was the only manager, and the only female manager was to go into the dressing room with the girls in and provide them with water and keep them like cool. And like, so I'm there with like fans and stuff. It was the weirdest job in the world.
We did it about 3 years in a row.
I know. Always the weirdest job. Every year I was like, why are we doing this? And then they'd leave, and it was the worst cleanup job ever.
Hey, we'll save all that for our patrons chat later on. But we'll do that, everyone. If you want to know more about the behind the scenes, I've got the program somewhere.
Our Patreon for that one.
Yeah, okay. I'll find the program and do it. Anyway, back to Boomtown. That's a nice scene already. I really like that scene where she goes off to the toilet and she's chatting, and then she sort of spares Cathy's life and everything. Only in Doctor Who would you get this like chat in a women's toilet between like an alien and a journalist.
Oh yeah.
It goes a bit comedy. I think this is the bit that I didn't particularly like very much, because we've got a little team of the Dr. Jack, Rose and Mickey, and they're after, and actually no, before that they go off and have dinner down the bay, which is that the ice cream place now, which is opposite Pizza Hut. There's that bit that sticks out of the bay and they're sitting in the restaurant.
So the upstairs bit, I'm pretty sure it's Zizi's. So when the Doctor and
is it Margaret?
Yeah. They are, I'm pretty sure, in Zizi's.
They're upstairs at the bay bit, yeah. When Doctor and Jack and Mickey and everything are having dinner, you can see out, you know, that square thing that sticks out?
That is
that's the ice cream place now, isn't it?
It's not an ice cream place.
Or is it further down?
No, you're thinking of Coffee Co. And I don't know if it is Coffee Co.
Because there's not many that stick out there. You've only got that option, I thought. That's what I was trying to work out.
I think they're in St David's Hotel.
No, it's at the Bay.
But St David's Hotel is in the Bay.
No, I feel like,
but it has a cafe. It has a bistro-y thing. And I wondered whether it was that. It could be. It could have been like 20 years ago, what is now Coffee Co.
I think that's what it is. It's 20 years ago and it's changed what it is because it's sticking out and you can see across the bay and it feels like it's the same view.
In St David's, you can see across the bay because that when she points and she goes, "There's my apartment." Her apartment isn't an apartment. It's St David's Hotel.
That's upstairs. Yeah, that's upstairs in the.
So you know when she says, "Oh, and I've lived looking at things across the bay," she's pointing at St David's Hotel. That's how close to the bay it is.
That's the upstairs one. I'm talking about when they're down, when Jack and everyone.
Yeah. But at the bottom of the bottom of the hotel is a bistro.
Oh, right.
I'm saying it's like in the bay.
I'll have to watch
at the back because the whole bistro bit is like the whole hotel's. It's the only 5-star hotel in Cardiff. Really, it's the main hotel.
Well, yeah, it's really difficult to find the sort of locations for this one because also when they're in the mayor's office and everything,
that is the council chamber. That is.
It's not. That's what I thought it was. It's the Glamorgan building at Cardiff University, the outside, and I think the inside. Because I was convinced, because you know they used it in the other Slitheen one, and it was somewhere else. I'm convinced that it was the town hall.
But it says because I've been in the town hall and that looks exactly like the town hall.
That's what I was saying. They've done a really good because the town hall looks. Because I had to go in and send. I used to physically take in the late licenses every now and then for them to sign.
That looks exactly like the town hall.
Because when the Doctor and Jack and everyone they walk up and they go into that building and they're all lined up with the stairs.
Yeah.
I was trying to look through the door to see the outside, and I think you can see it, and it's just the sort of the university stuff, rather than you would look out and you'd be sort of next to the museum, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And that car park. I think they've chosen it because it looks like the town hall, but I until I looked it up, I thought it was the town hall because they've done such a great job.
Yeah, it looks exactly like it. The rooms, the car, everything. I genuinely was like, oh, at least I've got the town hall.
But supposedly not. Correct us if you think otherwise, but I'm going off the locations website online. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, so it goes a bit silly. This is the bit where she's running away and she's back and forth and everything. I don't know. There's just something I don't really like.
Let's say it this way. They're going down the stairs underneath his Cozy Club, and then at the round there is Las Iguanas, where all the glass is shooting. That's now Las Iguanas. I'm trying to think what that is now. When Billy Piper and Mickey are going down the steps, that's now where the shrine is.
Oh yeah, Yanto's shrine.
I was thinking, oh, there's no shrine there now.
There's no...
while they're filming, but there's technically a shrine there. And in the background, you see a bar. And when I first came to Cardiff, the first time I came to the Bay, that bar was still there.
Right.
So what was it? It was Terra Nova, and Salt was the other one. Salt and Terra Nova.
Yeah. It hasn't really changed that much. It's still recognisable.
That's now the botanist.
So they sort of capture Margaret, the mayor. After that sort of run around bit, what do you think about the sort of, because the Doctor, Jack and Rose are getting on quite well. What do you think of them as a team?
Yeah, I think they're getting really well. I enjoy actually Mickey joining them. It's quite funny.
Well, then he's sort of the odd one out and has sort of missed out on all of the sort of, they've obviously
missed out on what the adventures are, but actually he did kind of fit in as well. I thought he fit in quite well with the Doctor and Rose. It's just because obviously he doesn't know. But Mickey's Mickey, isn't he?
And they find out that obviously she wants to explode this power station and get out off the planet and everything, and surf out of there and everything like that. And then we go into this sort of her Last Supper sort of thing.
And you know I'm capable of better.
It doesn't mean anything.
I spared her life.
You let one of them go, but that's nothing new. Every now and then a little victim's spared because she smiled, because he's got freckles, because they begged.
This restaurant scene, and I think a lot of people really like this because we never had anything like that before. And like you said, it sort of deals with the consequences of the Doctor taking her back to her planet. She's going to do you do that? The sort of moral thing is there, but again, it's done it in quite a light way. All the little things of her trying to poison him and everything like that back and forth. It's it's not done in such a serious way. It reminded me of something, and I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, the sort of humour of that, with her being like, oh, did you know about the poison dart, or did you know about this? It's that sort of, the Rowan Atkinson Curse of Fatal Death one, the comic relief one.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Doctor and the Master's like, well, I went back in time and did this and I did this. It's sort of that kind of humour.
Yeah.
Which I don't particularly appreciate myself, but it's that kind of thing. It reminded me a lot of that. Oh, she's called Blonde, isn't she? The real actual Slitheen lady, her actual alien name, Blonde. We'll call her Blonde from now on. And then Mickey and Rose have a bit of time. It's like character moments. Everyone has a bit of downtime while they're waiting for the TARDIS to refuel. So Rose then says to Mickey, like, oh, I didn't really need my passport. I just wanted you to come and see me, kind of thing. I think she's sort of leading him. I don't know, because she goes off about the adventures and obviously he's missed out on it all. I don't know if she's sort of leading him on a bit because she ran away from him to begin with. And then he's trying to make her jealous. I don't know, the relationship is a bit like, I think she's been a bit out of order to him.
Maybe she also just wanted to see him. I mean, she was with him. How old is she in this? 20?
Yeah, but he's like, oh, let's go and get a hotel tonight and stuff.
Of course he's his mister. He's travelled all the way from London to Cardiff to see her on that. Would have been over 2-hour train at that point. Wasn't a fast train then.
And he says go get a pizza, which I don't think Pizza Express was down the bay then.
But maybe.
I mean, going back to have a pizza after what happened last time they had a pizza, it's probably not the best suggestion.
Innuendos. That's the original Netflix and chill. It's before Nando's. Nando's wasn't down in the bay then, it is now.
What's an innuendo?
Well, saying, we'll go and have a pizza. Like, have a Netflix and chill or...
Oh, I mean, I didn't think
I'm
of it
joking
as that.
now.
Oh, right, okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was saying maybe that was their Netflix and chill.
Oh, okay.
We'll have a pizza.
We'll have a pizza. Okay. There's a lot of TARDIS scenes in this one. And, okay, yeah, Blonde and the Doctor and chatting and everything. I just can't get over that horrible green light. They light the TARDIS. Don't you feel like it's really dark and just... That's the
TARDIS
look.
Is quite cool.
I just don't like that green light. I just feel it's.
I think it's just supposed to show that it's like in need of repair.
Well, no, but it's like that all the time with this whole series. But we do see a new thing. So the TARDIS. I mean, just skipping to the end a little bit. The TARDIS opens.
Yeah, we see its soul, its heart.
So that's never really happened before. The only thing that I can think of that's close to it is in the 8th Doctor, the movie, where the Master puts Chang Li's face in the Eye of Harmony and it opens up and the Master goes inside, which is technically a bit sort of TARDIS-y and lighty. That's the nearest. Kind of
threw back to that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that was the idea. I don't know, it just looks a bit weird, that flap just opening. It just makes it, I don't know, it doesn't look solid. It just looks like a suitcase opening flap thing. It's a bit odd. And that bright light doesn't do her any flattery on screen.
No.
Light and everything. It doesn't really look great.
That's the whole point. It's supposed to be a very bright light, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. And she gets turned into an egg with stick things hanging out.
Yeah, lovely.
A bit random. Nice and cheap.
Why not? An egg?
It's not all just sort of sitting around chatting because it can feel a bit uneventful if you're not into the comedy or into the chat. And of course we have to have sort of the rift opening and of the CGI of the Roald Dahl class, like cracking open. You have to have a bit of action. But I feel like they were like, we have to have some action, but it has to be quite cheaply done because this is like a cheap episode where we're just filming down the road. They've had to close off the whole of the bay for the night to film.
Yeah.
It would have been a
handily done in the evening to make it a bit cheaper.
Yeah, all done at night. Yeah, I mean, it's not that exciting. It's not like an action episode. It's not, maybe that's why. But I appreciate it. It's still probably down there in my list if I was ranking these episodes. But I can see why people really like this. And we've not had that, Doctor sitting down to dinner with his enemy sort of thing. We haven't had that particularly before.
Well,
so.
And I quite like this idea. Like, she's trying to trick him. He's one step ahead. We have had the Doctor being tricked over dinner and being outsmarted and stuff, haven't we?
I'm trying to think. Tricked over dinner.
Maybe I'm mixing it with something else. But I feel like we have had the Doctor, maybe not over dinner, but like
what sort of with a captor, just two, one-on-one, sort of like a two-hander moment. I'm trying to think. Maybe we have.
We must have.
Oh, he sort of talked to
the master.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's had dinner with the master at some point, probably.
Probably.
It's the kind of thing that would happen. Jack doesn't really do much in this one, though.
It's not a very Jack heavy one. He's too busy trying to fix it.
And from someone from like the future, he's got his gloves on his just normal like jacket and stuff when he's hanging down the bay. It's a bit of a weird costume for Jack, I always think.
But I thought he sort of says, isn't he? I mean, he's from the future, but I think he's supposed to be like an alien himself, isn't he? And he's sort of been sent to live in the World War. So maybe he sort of thinks the style is...
Well, no, I think he was from the future and he tracked that thing to World War II when it landed. But he is from, like, I don't know, I
thought he was from space and he's come to Earth in World War II. So maybe he thinks that's how people on Earth dress.
Yeah, but I would have preferred it if he stayed in his World War II stuff. I just think it's weird that he has like cream trousers and just like just a random jacket from Next sort of thing. It just seems like John Barrowman has just turned up on set. It doesn't feel like the character to me. It's just really weird.
Maybe they're in this weird limbo of what is his character now.
Yeah, I don't know. And as I say, he doesn't really do much, but he knows how to fly. The doctor's like, press this button and he's helping out fly the TARDIS and stuff. He knows what's going on.
He's fixing it.
Yeah, so he's helping fix and everything and sort stuff out. So that's all he really does for this. I
wonder whether, like, this was planned, like the order. Do you know what I mean? To be at this point. And they had to, like, add Jack in. Because actually, you kind of don't need Jack. He doesn't really add anything. You just need to add a few dialogues of, like, who's this guy? He has a bit of involvement. He doesn't do anything to it. So you can still have him in it. It's mainly around the Doctor and Billy and Mickey and all that and the Slitheen.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird order, maybe, because, we've just met him and you'd think you'd want the next story to be a bit more about... I know he was the time agent stuff and everything last time, but yeah, he hasn't really had...
I wonder whether for some reason the order had to change and therefore they were like, this has to come next. We'll add in a bit of dialogue about with Jack. Because it's just more like, who's this guy?
Yeah, it's weird because you wouldn't normally, if you were introducing like a new companion, you wouldn't just ignore them the next door. I mean, I suppose it happened in the classic a little bit sometimes when they weren't ready for a new person. But it's weird that we've sort of skipped. He joined last time, and then there has been a big amount of time in between the other episode. We're sort of picking it up later on, aren't we? Which a lot of these episodes so far have been one to the other and they sort of carry on, but this is the first sort of big gap I feel like we've had.
Yeah.
So we're sort of picking up, and because you've got Mickey and they're back on Earth and everything, what I mean? There's a lot going on, and he hasn't got any of those connections to Earth or anything, so he's just like, all he can do is fix the TARDIS. It feels like this is like a story, the equivalent of like stopping at a service station. Because the TARDIS sort of stops to refuel, and this is like the service station episode.
Yeah, I get that.
The series, You enjoyed it, though?
I did enjoy it. It wasn't boring. It was nice to see Cardiff and spot things, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It's that sort of moral story, and it's not my favourite story. It's not the worst story.
Yeah, me too. It's definitely more enjoyable than I thought. So it's a two-parter next. And so the first episode of that two-parter is called Bad Wolf. Did you see the preview?
I heard it. I heard like the Daleks at the end. I did see it. I can't remember it though. I'll be honest. My brain's a bit fried.
Okay, great. No, it's good. It's good to go into this one with not knowing.
I did see it, but I can't remember what it was, and I just remember the Daleks' voices at the end.
Okay, fine. So there might be Daleks at some point. Fine. Well, we'll see what happens with the Dr. Rose and Jack, our current TARDIS team. Best regular for the Doskers this time. It's going to be packed. It's going to be the most we've ever had. There's all sorts. Well, it depends if we include Adam or not. But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. And we will see you very soon. You can follow us on all the social medias when I update them at 2WatchWho. You can follow us on patreon.com. 2WatchWho. Give us a follow on there. And, next time I'll give you all the lowdown on the old Annika Wills.
Yeah.
And, it will be an epic two-parter to talk about.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. And if you're on Patreon, let us know Give us a vote if we should include the Christmas special in the series or not. I'm getting mixed up of what we've done on our Patreon episode and what we've done on the main one. But anyway, go on there and you'll find out what we're talking about. See you soon, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
To watch who?